Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Super Cool Radio. I'm your host, Matthew Thomas. I am here at lovely Four Winds Field here in South Bend, Indiana. I have an incredible guest joining me at this time. I'm excited to have on the podcast.
You don't know if I'm incredible yet. We haven't started.
Oh.
This could be a disaster. I hope not.
Well,
I hope not. We'll find out.
Well, that's why people got to stay tuned.
That's right.
You see him every Monday on Netflix. Please welcome the Raw General Manager, the one and only Adam Pearce.
Pleasure to be here, my brother. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming out to South Bend. I know you were just on Monday Night Raw at Buffalo, so you're here now in South Bend, Indiana, in the Midwest.
I hop time zones, my man. That's what I do. They don't pay us to work. They pay us to travel. I say that all the time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's not the 1 hour you're on the show. It's the 23 hours to get there.
I couldn't have said that any better myself.
Alice Cooper quote.
Amen.
But you are, obviously, it's pro wrestling night. You got a sold-out VIP session here, but also you're throwing out the first pitch. What's going for any specific MPH, backdoor slider? What are you going for?
What I'm hoping is to hit the glove. I talked to my son yesterday. My son's moving into University of Central Florida today, and I'm here. So I'm a little subdued and a little sad, but I'm really sad because I said, Jake, we did not throw at all leading up to this. I have not thrown a baseball since my son stopped playing Little League 5 years ago. So we might be in trouble, brother.
Well, we got some players on the field. Might have to start throwing them.
I need to warm up for sure. Like, that's a necessity. I will warm up before I embarrass myself. 50 Cent I am not, I assure you. Probably like 75 Cent, we'll find out.
We will all find out, but I'm excited to see that happen. We'll see what happens with that.
Excited to see what happened. Me hit the glove or me embarrass myself in front of a stadium full of people.
As long as you don't hit a mascot, you're fine.
That's a hell of an idea, actually.
It's happened before.
That might make SportsCenter.
That's true.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
But sticking with baseball, focusing on that. So obviously you're a massive Chicago Cubs fan. So the South Bend Cubs, they're a lock for the postseason. How far do you think the Chicago Cubs will go this year?
So I was talking last night with a couple of people, and my thought is you do not bring in the amount of pitching at the deadline that you brought in if you don't think you have an opportunity to move pretty deep in the postseason. So get a couple arms back, everyone stays healthy, the bats stay hot. Sky's the limit, man.
I think if they can get past the Brewers, I think they're fine.
Well, I mean, and then the Dodgers, right?
Well, yeah, at least for the division, I think as they get past the Brewers, then I think that it's going to be a lot better.
I hate to say it, best team in baseball, Milwaukee. Seems like they are every year on their payroll and their budget. They're doing something right.
Well, they have their Miz, and he's throwing like consistently 106.
And he's awesome.
Yes, yeah.
Like how I said that?
Well, but now transition to wrestling, though. Like, I know the Miz has been on SportsCenter talking to the other Miz, the Brewers Miz. Does he go around complaining about the other Miz when he's at Raw?
See, the thing about Miz in general is that his life is one big complaint in general, like one blanket complaint over every scenario that you can possibly imagine. So whether he's talking about the Milwaukee pitcher or literally anything under the sun, the Miz will complain.
That checks out.
Yeah,
it does.
Legit too. Love you, Mike.
But also, with that, though, at SummerSlam, I got to talk about this because obviously Nick Aldis, another GM of SmackDown, so he stepped in the ring to face Gunther.
Didn't end well for him, though.
Unfortunately, did not.
No.
But, I mean, I got to say it was really cool to see him back in the ring. So I'm curious, from your perspective, how was it seeing Nick back in the ring?
I have a long history with Nick. We have, in a lot of ways, somewhat mirrored our path to WWE, if you will. I was NWA champion. He was NWA champion. He's the SmackDown GM. I'm the Raw GM. In a lot of ways, I kind of helped him along in finding that footing into that position. But I know the passion that he has for our industry. I know the path that he's carved to get where he is today. Like I said, it's very similar to mine. And I know, he's a lot of years younger than me and has still some of that fire and drive to get in the ring. So when you are not completely burned out, which is to say, if you are not ready to be done wrestling, then wrestling will never be done with you. So I'm glad he got to scratch that itch. We'll see if that leads to more matches for Nick, or if that was a one and done. I know that he was pretty fulfilled on that night, win, lose, or draw. And yeah, he lost the match, but I think he won the respect of many a wrestling fan that night.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I saw him, growing up watching his Magnus in TNA, so it was just so cool to see him in a WWE ring wrestling against Gunther. And I know, obviously he did lose, but at the same time, it was a great match. As a fan, it was cool to see.
Yeah, I gave him a big hug afterwards, told him I loved him and I was proud of him, and I meant every single word of it.
Very nice,
Yep.
Very nice. But that does beg the question, though. Will we see another GM step in the ring as a competitor?
God willing, I will never, ever have another professional wrestling match in my life. I am directing this specifically into the lens. I am staring into and across and through the fourth wall to every wrestling fan who every day of my life asks me that exact question that he just did. I have no interest in putting on my size 13s, lacing them up, putting on tights. You do not want to see a 48-year-old man wear tights, okay? I know what I look like in tights. I prefer to be covered up. I'm bald as hell, which is sexy. Bald is beautiful, but I have no interest. I'll say it again. No interest. What did I say?
You have no interest.
In wrestling again. There you go.
Thank you. Very definitive answer.
But never say never.
Very good.
I just ruined that whole damn thing.
Yeah,
you know how it is.
It's your interview.
It's your interview, actually.
No, that's true. I am hosting it.
Yes, you are.
All right, well, since we were talking about the Raw roster, with Miz earlier, I do got to talk about a very notable person on the Raw roster. That is Danhausen. So
Very nice, very evil.
That's right.
Yeah. Did you see the video he put out on Instagram the other day from Buffalo?
I don't know if I saw that one.
So
I haven't
when we're
caught up
done
with
here,
that.
I want you viewers at home, and I want you specifically to see that Danhausen creeped up behind me in the locker room in Buffalo with some type of metal contraption like he was going to bash my head in from behind. And his question, when I caught him, was, well, if Gunther picked a fight with the other GM and got almost a title match, if I fight you, do I get a title match? What do you think I said?
Probably no.
I said, absolutely no. Plus, he tried to accost me and violently bash my brains out. Very nice, very evil. Very, very evil.
It lives up to the moniker. But with that though, so how is he able to get like a blimp, the ice cream truck, the mini Hausens, the casket mobile? Like, how is he able to get all this stuff on Monday Night Raw?
Have you looked at Danhausen?
I have, yes.
You have. So you are aware then that he possesses some sort of supernatural power? I mean,
He's definitely not
is that what
human.
it's called? Definitely not a decent human, that's for sure. He walks around
teeth,
with a gaggle. Yeah, he has a jar of teeth and a gaggle of mini Hausens. What does he do? Like, what do you keep him in a Volkswagen? How does this work? They just pull up to Monday Night Raw and here they are.
I mean, you can't stop him at that point.
I mean, you can try. I'm going to get one of them big-ass fly swatters and just whack them when they're around me.
Maybe a giant net.
That's a great idea.
No.
Yeah. We're on to something here.
Next Monday Night Raw.
There we go.
Yeah.
It is official.
Very good with.
Are you having fun?
Oh, I am absolutely
good. Me
having
too.
fun.
Me too.
All right, but I got one final question, a new question that I'm going to ask you that I've not asked any guests before.
Lay it on me. I'm ready.
So we're talking about, as I said, the Monday Night Raw roster, a huge, conglomerate of a lot of personalities. Mm-hmm. So let's say in a situation, you're having dinner with 4 or 5, other wrestlers on the roster.
Okay.
And the check comes.
Yep.
Who is the least likely on the entire Raw roster to not pay that?
The least likely to pay?
Not pay.
So who's going to skip out?
Not even offer, not even try to pay.
Oh my God, that's 3/4 of the locker room. The check comes and the check is there and then they scatter. Where the hell did they go? But if I had to pick one, let me think about this because we get a lot of cheapskates. If I found myself at dinner with practically anyone for the roster, that's a bad day for me anyway. Because the last thing I want to do is deal with these people after hours.
True.
Have you ever been on a plane after a show? Let me set a scenario.
Sure, go for it.
I get on a plane, right? It's 4:00 in the morning, and we're flying to wherever we're flying. And then on walks an Uso. And then on walks another Uso. And then on walks a Samoan werewolf. And then on walks Solo. You're in trouble at this point because it's 4:00 in the morning, which means nobody has slept. And if they haven't slept, where do you think they were?
I don't know. Where were they?
Probably at the bar. And if they're at the bar until 4:00 in the morning, you get where I'm going?
Trouble.
This is how this works for me. And then people wonder why I constantly am saying I need a drink. It's because these people drive me insane. And then I have to babysit them on a Southwest flight at 4:00 in the morning. Yeah. You want my job? You want my job?
Probably not at
Hell
that
no,
point.
you don't want my job.
No,
And they would have skipped out on the bill, all 4 of them too.
I believe that.
Actually, I can't say that. Jey Uso would pay the tab, for sure. Yeet.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. So your job never stops.
It never ends. And I like it that way.
Very good. Well, now as we're closing out this interview, so what does the rest of this year look like for Adam Pearce?
Well, I can tell you that I will leave my house on a Sunday to fly to wherever we are broadcasting Monday Night Raw live on a Monday. There will be a lot of Saturday night's main events and PLEs, and our calendar, it never stops. If you, in 2026, if you want to consider WWE a professional sport, I appreciate that. If you want to consider professional entertainment, I appreciate that. What I will tell you is that unlike basketball, baseball, football, hockey, we do not have an off season. We joke about this every year after WrestleMania. The Monday after WrestleMania, we'll walk into a production meeting and Triple H will say, I hope everyone enjoyed their off season because it lasts about 12 hours and then we're back at it. So it's a grind. It is a grind that I love being a part of. My grandma used to always say, man, if you find a job you love, you never work a day in your life. I firmly believe that. I have the absolute job that I think I was born to do. Jobs, plural. And I love it, man. And it brought me here today. So there's that too.
That's right.
Icing on the cake.
That's right. So now, as I'm closing out this interview, can I say you've been an incredible guest now?
You can say that,
Okay.
but you haven't watched us back. When you edit this, you have no idea what you might find. Danhausen could curse us all.
Oh,
Like this video, can I swear in here?
Oh, yeah.
This shit may not make air because if Danhausen hears that we were talking about him, because why wouldn't we? He might just curse us both.
I got enough problems in my life.
You and me both.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what you're saying is he needs a drink.
Absolutely. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Super Cool Radio from Four Winds Field in South Bend, Indiana. For Adam Pearce, I'm your host, Matthew Thomas. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Super Cool Radio. And remember, stay frosty.